I'm pretty sure most of us is very familiar with the word polygamy, as in Islam, Muslim men can have up to 4 wives, and it is widely practiced even during Prophet ﷺ era. Verse 3 of Surah HANISAH has said that, and in case you fear that you will not act equitably towards the orphans, then marry such woman as is good to you. 2, 3 or 4s, literally in 2s, 3s and 4s. Then in case you fear that you will not do justice, then 1 only, or what your right hand possess. That way is likelier you will not be in want, or you will have too many dependents. Polygamous marriage is a marriage that involves between a male or husband with multiple wives. In Malaysia, polygamy is permitted if Sharia court finds that a polygamous marriage is just and necessary, which means that a man can afford multiple wives and he will be fair and just to all the wives, and that it will not harm the existing wife. This situation has drawn the vigorous criticism of Islamic women's group, which charge that it is nearly impossible for a modern man to meet these conditions. The women charge that men protect polygamy because they are driven by lust. Hence, practicing this activity could produce serious psychological problems for the family members, such as the spouse relationship becoming toxic and their children's mental health deteriorating, affecting their future education. First of all, is it true that polygamous marriage could lead to a toxic relationship between wife and husband, and how it can eventually lead to it? Polygamy may create a complex family system involving the husband's relationship and relations between subsequent wives and children. Polygamous families have distinct household problems, usually stemming from jealousy between co-wives over the husband's affections and resources. When a husband made a decision to marry another woman, the first thing that pop up on current wife's mind will be, am I not enough? The wife felt like she is a failure in the marriage as her husband feels attracted to another woman. In another scenario, even when the wife has already approved and accepted her husband's marriage, it still could lead to toxic relationship when the husband pay more attention and treat the co-wives more special. Hence, the stemming jealousy will lead to toxic relationship and create an inharmonious environment in the household. This is proven when individual studies reported a higher prevalence of somatization, depression, anxiety, hostility, psychoticism, and psychiatric disorder in polygamous wives, as well as reduced life and marital satisfaction, problematic family functioning, and low self-esteem. In a qualitative study of American Muslims of various ethnic backgrounds, the prevalence of emotional distress, which is 86.8%, fearful feeling, which is 17%, low self-esteem, which is 58.5%, and loneliness, 64.1%, have also been found higher among women in polygamous relationship compared to monogamous relationship. Let me ask you one question. Why do you think this happened among women who involved in polygamous marriage? The answer is, as I stated before, that most women argued that it is nearly impossible for a modern man to meet the conditions which will be fair and just to all the wives, and that it will not harm the existing wife. Thus, the polygamy shouldn't be normalized, as it will turn the relationship between spouses into a toxic one.
As far as we were concerned, polygamous marriage has negative impact on children's mental health, which could hinder their future schooling. A recent systematic research found that children from polygamous marriages were subjected to physical and emotional abuse as a result of parental neglect or mistreatment. It was also discovered that polygamous marriage causes emotional trauma, especially to the girls, since they see their mothers extreme mourning from a second marriage and attribute it to it. When parents argue in front of their children due to irresponsibility, the children become frustrated and lost interest in what they are studying, which may affect their school performance. There may be other reasons why the children are unable to focus on what they have learned in cram school because they are distracted by other trivial matters. This could result in poor result in the exam in the future. Other than that, the children also may lack attention and affection from their parents. It is essential for parents to focus and develop love for their sons from the very beginning. Otherwise, they might have adapted to it and may become isolated. As a consequence, they might find happiness through drugs, smoking, peer pressure from their friends, and so on. This could lead their children to stray far from the right path. It can be shown that children from polygamous marriages may experience higher mental health issues, social problems, lower academic accomplishment as a result of these abuses. We can conclude that polygamy is a complex phenomenon with deep cultural and social roots that has been associated with children's, husbands, wives' mental health symptoms. However, multiple risk factors associated with polygamy has been able to identify. Because of polygamy, a family that should function harmoniously and as an ideal family can be ruined. Polygamy's negative impact should be mitigated by increasing awareness of good practices. Polygamy-related organizations should widen and deepen their awareness of their proper practice of polygamy. It may be acceptable in some countries to have numerous wives, but being fair and faithful as well as sharing affection is something that is beyond our control. Some people may tolerate polygamy while others may not. If you were in their shoes, would you choose to be in polygamous? To share a single husband and be forced to share the husband's affection with other wives? Try to imagine.